Hello gamers and welcome to quarterfinals of PPL playoffs. This is in fact round 1, and for those of you with eagle eyes, you will have noticed we are playing Paige, aka Amber, aka Ellie is a stupid bitch and didn't click record for this battle, and I'm still sad about it like 3 weeks later because I had some of the craziest, most insane pop-off moments in this video, and you're gonna understand why. This battle, when I say comes down to the final turn, literally it could not be a closer battle if I even tried to do it. This was a crazy game. We are facing Trav, and as you can see on the screen, we are bringing a weakness policy chump, heavy duty boots, Thunderous, Greninja with Battle Bond, a Scarfed Abomasnow, Colberberry Skeledirge, and second Scarf Pippin on our Florges. The entire premise behind this team was I don't have a single fucking switch into Ursaluna, so I'm gonna play to limit it coming in as much as I possibly can. And hopefully I'm gonna kill their guys before they can kill our guys. Pretty solid game plan. The entire premise is kind of chip things into range so Greninja can come in and get a Battle Bond and sweep. Actually, we did face Trav in the actual season and we managed to beat him. We made a few transfers, and the reason why it was so close last time is because I didn't put a certain move on my Greninja, so I made sure to have low kick in my Greninja this time because Iron Thorns Terra Steel was a problem. So I was like, you know what, we're not going to make that same mistake twice, we're going to have low kick. And I thought, you know, maybe I have Grass Knot on it, but maybe I have Dark Pulse on it, but fuck it. I'm sure low kick will be fine. All we need to do is proc Battle Bond and we're absolutely fucking groovy. We don't care. So, as you can see from preview, they have brought Primarina, Ursaluna, Roaring Moon, Iron Thorns, Cinderace, and Goldengo. The Iron Thorns is Terra Water, so I'm gonna need to fucking deal with that and hopefully get some damage on it so Greninja can save the day and win. Without further ado, let's get into the battle. Let's stop yapping. Also, shoutouts to the beautiful assistant of me using Amber's Switch, because Amber was out grocery shopping today. I was doing this. So you know what, shoutouts to Amber for grocery shopping. Anyway, our entire plan was to lead with the Garchomp and just not care about what's in front of us, because it's turn 1 and they're not going to click the super effective move into me. I'm going to get up my rocks. Reason being is Stealth Rocks are incredibly important for this matchup, because remember that chip I mentioned for Greninja? I'm going to need to get some of that. So immediately, with the U-turn and the rocks up, this Roaring Moon, if it's not Choppleberry, is now in low kick range from our Greninja because we are Lifeorb. So that's already fucking hunky-dory. We can secure a KO on that guy later on. Just need to scout a little bit more information, but the way that they've played it turn 1 kind of screams Choice Scarf to me. So we're going to bear that in mind, and they're going to go straight out into their Primarina with the Air Balloon. So last time they brought Scarf against us, this time they brought Air Balloon, which makes sense. And whilst I don't really want to stay in and die to this Primarina, I do kind of just want to get on out of there and go into Choice Scarf Abomasnow. One of two reasons. One, if they stay in and click Moonblast, then I get a free kill on something. And two, if they flip, they're going to go out into their Cinderace, right? That was my thought process. So I'm going to go out into the Abomasnow and hopefully snag a KO on the incoming Cinderace if they do flip. And what do they do? I'm gonna set up the snow, and they flip. I am absolutely fucking goated. Now, the question is, the problem is here is, if they're jolly on Cinderace, we actually get outsped. But because Adamant still outspeeds Thunderous, I'm pretty certain that they're gonna be Adamant. And if they stay in here, I don't think they're gonna click Pyro Ball. I just don't. I've got a Garchomp. So I'm gonna click Earthquake. I don't even think about it, I don't hesitate, I click Earthquake. And we're gonna do 90% to this fucking Cinderace, and they're gonna click Court Change. Fine by me. I will take 90% on one of the most threatening mons on your entire team. Yes, thank you. So this turn, I think about it and I'm like, do I just stay in and take my kill? Or do I think they're gonna make the double into the Primarina? Because as we saw earlier, it's Air Balloon. And because we outsped the Cinderace, they know that we are cheeky Choice Scarfed. And I'm thinking, you're just going to go into the fish. I'm going to go double to Thundy. And you know what? We switch out first, but that's fine because we're faster, baby. I'm going to make this play. Reason being is I have to keep up the tempo in this game. If I get any kind of play wrong, they will get a kill. That's just how my team functions. And we get to play right, because we are absolutely just the fucking GOAT. And this turn, I have the same premise of, well, they're not going to stay in here, they need this for Trump. They're either going to go Goldengo, or they're going to go to Ursaluna. And I click Grass Knot. Now, the reason I click Grass Knot over Thunderbolt is because Goldengo shouldn't really be able to OHKO me from full, whereas Ursaluna absolutely can destroy 17 different kinds of Thunderous Therians. So I thought, you know, I'd rather 2-hit KO the Mon coming in. That is a gigantic threat to me. That can also just OHKO my entire team after a Trailblaze. Or, you know, do 2% to a Goldengo, which I can 2-hit KO anyway with Thunderbolt. So that was kind of my decision making there. And they are going to make the play into Goldengo. And as you can see, we're going to get off a nice chunky T-Bolt as they take us down to the red with Shadow Ball. This guy is specs as fuck. And this turn I'm like, well, don't switch into this guy, and I'd rather really, you know, I'd rather just kill it, to be honest. It does mean that something come in later and revenge us, and it also means that this win con now is dead. So it's no longer a win con, it's now kind of just been our breaker for this game, which is it's fine, you know. It is what it is. Sometimes you just kind of have to kind of adapt on the fly, and that's what we had to do. So they're going to make a swap out into Roaring Moon, obviously, to take this Thunderbolt, which is great because obviously it's whittling things down for Gren. You know, it's making my life easier for Skeledirge. Maybe we can actually use Skeledirge for something other than the fucking stupid flappy bird thing. And yeah, they're going to go for U-turn, that's going to take us out. And good thing for us is that gives us the switch initiative. They're going to choose to go out into their, I don't remember. I'm going to say it's their Cinderace? It is the Cinderace. I'm so fucking good at this game. I recorded this like 20 minutes ago, by the way, and I'm still struggling to remember what happened. So, Cinderace is going to come out, and I'm going to take the opportunity to go back out into our Trump and set up our rocks again, because fuck you, I don't care about court change. You want a court change again? Yeah, you swap around those. You swap those surf rocks around. I don't give a fuck. And they're going to U-turn. Rough-Skin isn't quite going to take this out, so they are going to save this for a sack for later. They're playing their sack smart. Really, really playing their sack smart. As long as they have the pieces around, then, you know, they're winning the sack race at this current moment in time, which is Spooky Scary Skeletons. And speaking of Spooky Scary Skeletons, this fucker comes out right here. And oh boy, do we not switch into this. Not only do we not switch into it, any sort of switch in that any semblance of a switch in that I thought I had, you know, they're all just kind of, they're fucked, basically. So I'm just going to elect to stay in and get my damage. And, you know, that's pretty good meaty damage. We trade Earthquakes? Good lord. We trade Earthquakes, and Travs does considerably more than mine and takes down the Garchomp. Now, this is a little scary, because this is a fucking Ursaluna we're talking about here, and I'm forced to go out, you know, I am an Abomasnow, and Abomasnow is in fact my go. But we're kind of forced to go into it here, as it's the only thing that can reliably kill this guy. You know, Gren can miss Pump, Skeledirge won't be able to kill it, and I can't remember what my last member of my team is, because my brain is soup. So we're going to go ahead and lock ourselves into Woodhammer. I don't know why. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. So we're going to lock ourselves into Woodhammer as they are going to elect to sack their Cinderace. So they are going to give me this piece, which is happy days for me. And after the battle, they revealed the fact that they had Weather Ball, which is a fire tech. And they were very sad that they never got to click it. And you know what, Trav? You're really selfish for not clicking it, because that would have made my day. Except it wouldn't, because it would have killed my Garchomp, and then I would have been very sad about it. So, Abomasnow is going to snag its first KO. First, you say, implying that there's a second. Oh yes. Here, well, once again, we have the issue of I don't switch into this Pokemon, so I'm just going to click the button and get my damage and, you know, see what happens. I've still got a secondary Scarfer in the back. And they reveal that they are Choice Scarf this turn, which is good news for me, but also bad news for me because Florges does not deal with it. They're going to U-turn because honestly, nothing kind of knocks me out because I'm an Abomasnow in the snow, bro. What are you going to do to me? Fucking prey? I don't know. Anyway, they're going to elect to sack the Prim, which is smart because my Chomp is dead and they brought it for the Chomp. So they no longer need this Prim. And the Bomber Snow gonna pick up its second kill. What a fucking go. Honestly, I was so stoked in this moment. I was so pumped. I was like, let's fucking go, Bomber Snow. I was so happy. So happy that fucking Choice Scarf for Bomber Snow, guys. Come on. How often do you bring that set and how often does it get 2 kills? So that's going to be a double down, and we're going to die to the recoiled out, obviously. Prim going down is really nice because that's one less thing for Greninja to have to worry about. And I'm going to opt to go into our fastest guy. Now that we know that the stupid fucking prehistoric flappy lad is Choice Scarfed and doesn't get OHKO'd by this guy, we're just going to go into it and see what happens. I contemplate going for Terra this turn. But I'm like, if they U-turn, then we're like super mega in range of anything later. And they just U-turn because they're a coward. So I didn't have to worry about Iron Head on that 50-50 turn, which is nice. And we're just going to lock ourselves into merry old Moonblast because what they have left, honestly, not living many Moonblasts, so let me tell you. Except that in this recreation, this particular Goldengo lived, and it peeved me a little bit because I had to spend an extra, 20 seconds of my day watching this secondary animation. But just to let you guys know, in the real battle, I got the roll and it died. So, eat shit, Trav. Yeah. Fucking shove that in your pipe and smoke it. Sorry. And here, I was quite perplexed. They go into that Ursaluna, and I'm thinking, well, maybe they... I don't know, maybe they're very specially defensive. They're not. Ursaluna just dies, and Florges, just like that, in the span of 2 turns, has picked up 2 kills. And I'm fucking over the moon. I'm fucking flashing my tits everywhere thinking, oh my god, there's a chance we can win this game. All I need to do is go into Grand. And here, this bastard comes back in, and I'm like, well, fuck it. Even for dramatic effect in the recreation, I was like, ooh, do I, don't I, Terra? Do I, don't I, do I? Is he going to Iron Head? Are they going to click knockoff? What are they going to do? If they click knockoff, then I can go into the guy and do the stuff. If they click Iron Head, I can go into the guy and do the stuff. So even if I Terra and get the 50-50 wrong, that's fine, guys, right? So, fuck it. I'm gonna get my deck out on the table, and I'm gonna Terra. I'm gonna fucking, they're Iron Heading right now. There's no way on God's green earth. It's just got 2 kills. It's just got 2 kills, and your Iron Thorns is the only thing that's left. You can't fucking DD on this. You know this is Choice Scarf, so you have to Iron Head this, right? No, Trav is an absolute fucking mad lad, and calls to 50-50. You know what? Hats off to him, even. What a guy. Turns out, should not have terrored that turn, but also, if I didn't, then, I don't know. Words and things and stuff. At the time, it felt like a good play. Hindsight, probably would have been fine to not Terra. I don't know. Maybe roast me down in the comments, guys. Would you have Terra'd that turn? And what would you do in this sequence? I'm thinking, well, Gren can come in here and get his Life Orb knocks, and then I don't do enough to Iron Thorns after a +1. So I elect to go into Skeledirge like a stupid person instead. Now we take the knockoff. We are EV to live an Adamant Choice Scarf knockoff after Stealth Rocks, which is, in this case, is exactly the set they brought against me because... I don't know, I'm just a fucking prophet or something, I guess. They're going to go for the knockoff, and as you can see, Skeledirge chews us up. I really wanted to go to Flame Charge, but we know it's Choice Scarfed, and we're not going to kill him. Fucking, it's not even remotely in Flame Charge range. So we're forced to kind of take it out with the Alone Voice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, comrades, non-binary folk, all that's left is the Terra Iron Thorns, and as you can see, in a second, it is boosted energy, and I'm like, well, that's game. And turns out it's not boosted speed. Gren can still win this game. Perhaps, maybe, potentially, depends on the investment in the spreads. So I need Skeledirge to get off a big, fat, meaty hit. I need it to do the fattest amount of Shadow Ball damage you've ever fucking seen, and you know what? That's pretty good damage. But I don't think it's enough. And, well, guys, it's just Greninja and Thorns. It's the fucking same scenario as when we last faced them. And it's going to come down to whether or not Greninja can snag this KO. And I'm thinking, fuck. I don't have Dark Pulse. Fuck. I don't have Grass Knot. If I had Grass Knot, I win this game here and now. I don't have to think about this play. I think maybe I go for the Gunk Shot. Get the Poison. Well, Poison wouldn't matter. Maybe I go for a low kick crit. Maybe I go for an Ice Beam Freeze. I don't want to win a game off an Ice Beam Freeze. Do you know how fucking boring and scummy that is? I'm going to leave it up to fucking... You know what? If I'm going to win off a crit rather than a freeze. Because not only is it statistically more likely, it's less of a bitch move. And unfortunately, Greninja is not the GOAT. And that is going to be 17 different shades of Decimated. As they're going to go for Thunder Punch and take it out. And that is our PPL journey come to an end. This battle was so bittersweet. I was more upset about the fact that I didn't click record than I was losing. What an absolutely phenomenal way to get eliminated from playoffs. Genuinely, such a fantastic game. Absolutely zero hacks from either side. It was just a clean, enjoyable game. And I just, yeah, great time. I had a really fun season this PPL. And it is a new PB for me. For some reason, I never make finals or get particularly far in PPL. This was actually the first time in this generation of making playoffs in PPL. So that's a fun little fun fact for you. So I was just happy to make playoffs regardless. But yeah, to get knocked out like that, it felt, honestly, it felt great. It was a great game. And best of luck to Trav going forward. Hopefully, well, by the time that this goes up, actually, semi-finals will be out today. So make sure to go check out their semi-finals match. And also, obviously, the match from their perspective as well. They're a lovely person. They're great. And they kicked my ass. So go Trav. If you guys did enjoy this PPL season, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't worry, there'll be more Draft League content coming up. We have a PBA season that's going to be uploaded as well. So good stuff. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and sorry this is post-commed, but I'm stupid. But you know, you should expect this from me by now. I am, you know, I'm done. Anyway, I've yapped enough. I don't fucking know. I have been yapping for far too long. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much. See you later.